Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be doing a product comparison between the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer versus the Etude House Big Cover Concealer BB. As you can tell, both of them, the packaging looks very similar, especially the wand inside. I'll show you guys. As you can see, the wands are very similar. Both of them are so similar to each other, hence why I decided to do this comparison. Let me put them back first and I'll talk more. For both of this product, I've done some research, and both of them, the coverage are supposed to be a full coverage, and both of them supposed to give a natural matte finish. Now the only difference I can see so far from reading the packaging is that this one, the Etude House, has SPF 50, however this one doesn't, and the Clinique one actually have 20 different shades, so it's good for people with different skin tone. But with the Etude House, obviously because it's a Korean brand, it only comes with 3 shades. So I've got the darker shade for this one, and you can tell already it's already a bit similar to my color, but it does oxidize because I did a review on this long time ago, hence why I thought I'll do a comparison for this two, because I want to see which one's better, whether they're similar or whether this is actually a dupe for this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the foundation on both sides of my face, so the Clinique on my right side and the Etude House on my left, and I'll be using beauty blenders, and I'm not putting primer underneath, and I'm going to leave it on and see how long both of them last for. So let's start with the Clinique one, because I haven't tried the Clinique one yet, so I don't know how it feels on my skin. So basically for both of the wands, the bigger tip at the bottom is supposed to give you like a whole coverage finish, and the pointy side helps to conceal all your blemishes and all the hard areas, especially around the nose bridge and the jawline as well. So let's start. And the shade for this Clinique that I got is the shade number 6 Ivory, and this is my first time using it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go 1. I think this is the perfect color for me, which is awesome. And there's a tip here. So as you can tell already, it matches my skin tone really well, and it's really easy to blend with the beauty blender. And I can see that I need a bit more around my nose area, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. So far I'm liking the Clinique one because it doesn't show any of my dry patches straight away, which is amazing, and it covered up a lot of my redness already, which is really good. But obviously for the nose I had to go back a little bit just to add a bit more coverage. But it looks really nice. We'll leave it and see whether it turned into a matte finish, because apparently it's supposed to give you a natural matte finish. And now with my other side of my face, I'll be using the Etude House. So as you can see with the wand, this one is more pointy than that one. With the Etude House one, it gives you more of a curvy tip compared to the Clinique one. Can you see the difference? I think with the Etude one, because it is a curvy tip, it gives you more coverage on the bigger tip compared to the Clinique one. I'll just add a bit more, and I noticed straight away that the Etude one has a bit of a scent to it. I didn't notice it until I compare it right now. It's not a really strong scent, but I can smell it already. Alrighty, so that's how it looks like. As you can tell, the left side is much more fair than the right side, and I mean this is already the darker shade for the Etude House, but I know for a fact that the Etude House will oxidize later on during the day. But I can already tell that it's already giving me a bit of a dry patches on my nose, but not yet on the Clinique side. But around this area it still looks really good, and I can already tell that the Etude House one give you a higher coverage than the Clinique one. Like the Clinique one, if you want more high coverage, you obviously have to put a bit more, but with the Etude House, just one go and it gives you a really complete full coverage look. Like you can't even see my redness around my cheek area, but obviously you can tell it's much more lighter on my skin. And with the Etude House one, I noticed it gives you a matte finish straight away, but not really on the Clinique side. So far, I'm liking the Clinique side finish compared to the Etude House one. But we'll see how it goes during the day. I'm going to show you guys a close-up right now before I put on my makeup. So I'm now back with my makeup on, like full on makeup, eyeshadow, bronzer, blush. I didn't add highlighter because I want to see the end result later on during the day, whether it makes my skin oily or not. So I left the highlighter out, but I did everything else on the face, and you can tell straight away that the left one, I mean the Etude House one, is still a bit lighter than the Clinique. But in real life, honestly you guys, I can't really tell the difference in real life, but it's just with the artificial lighting you can tell the difference. And with how the foundation's looking at the moment, both of them still looks the same. I can feel that both of them feels really the same on the face now. It gives like a semi matte finish, not a full matte, which is good because I don't like too matte, and it's not showing my dry patches at the moment. Around this nose area I can see a little bit of dry patches on both sides now, but it happens with me all the time with my foundation, so I'm not too fussed about that. But everything else on the face looks really good, so I'm really happy with it at the moment. I can't really tell both of the difference. It's just that one is a bit lighter than the other, but everything else still looks pretty good. So the time now is 1:48, so I'm gonna try and leave this on as long as I can during the day to see which one lasts longer or whether both of them last almost the same as well. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys another close-up of my face with the artificial lighting and the daylight thing. So the time now is 4:30, so I've had this foundations on for 3 hours now. So just a little update. I don't see any much difference at the moment. I had the spicy ramen, the really spicy one, and I sweat quite a bit around the nose area and on my forehead, but it didn't budge. The foundations still look pretty good, but still, I mean, around the nose area they're still dry anyway, but they were already dry when I put the foundations on. But everything is still stay put, everything is still really good. Yeah, there's nothing else I can say about this, but so far both of them are looking really well on the face, and I don't think you guys can tell the difference now whether it's the Etude House one or the Clinique, because both of the shades look the same now. So like I said before, the Etude House do oxidize, so yeah, look at this. So yeah, so I'll come back in a few hours time again to let you guys know my update. So the time now is 9:22, so I've had the foundations on for 8 hours now, and I think this will be my final thoughts, just because I'm getting a bit tired and I can see that my eyelashes are falling off. Surprisingly, my eyelash did not last as long as the foundations. Can you believe it? Like the foundations actually stay on really well. They really stay put. Like I'm really amazed with how both of them look like on the face, especially around my cheek area. Usually at the end of the day my cheek area and my T-zone area will start to fade and the dry patches will be more visible. But I feel like for both of these foundations, you can't really see them much except around the nose area. And I noticed the nose area, it is now starting to get oily. It took a while for it to get oily, but it finally is getting oily, which I'm really happy about, because usually my nose part will be the first area where the foundation will start to fade off. But yeah, it actually stayed put, and there's a bit of oiliness around this spot here and on my T-zone now, just a little bit, but you can see that the foundation is still on. So yeah, but I mean both of them don't look cakey at the moment as well, and it's already been 8 hours. Usually I would use a foundation for just 8 hours and that's it. So overall, I would say they're a dupe of each other. I wouldn't say it's a dupe for that or this is a dupe for that, because I'm not sure which one came out first. So but they are both very similar to each other. I would recommend just getting one or the other. I wouldn't recommend getting both. So my recommendation is that for the Etude House, if you have really light skin tone or like a light to medium skin tone like me, so I'm a MAC NW25-30, I would recommend getting this just because it's a bit cheaper than the Clinique and it has SPF 50. So this is awesome, and it does oxidize on your skin as well. So I got the darker shade and it did oxidize on my skin later on during the day. And for the Clinique one, I would recommend for those who have darker skin tone or a bit darker than me, just because this one have about 20 different shades that you can choose from, which is amazing. But this one doesn't have SPF 50. So yeah, and both of them are 30 ml. And the price difference is about, I think, only like USD $8. I'll put the prices here so you guys can see how much they are worth. But other than that, I can't tell you any differences. I can only tell you the similarities. They look amazing on the skin. They are both very lightweight. They give you like a, I wouldn't say a high coverage, but they give you enough coverage on your face to cover up your redness. But I mean, the whole point of having the tip at the top of the wand is for you to go back on all the blemishes or yeah, redness that you want to cover up. So for example, my nose area, I would probably go back and cover up again at the beginning of applying my foundation, just because it's more red here compared to the rest of my face, if that makes sense. So yeah, but both of them gives amazing coverage. And oh yeah, I also noticed the Etude one does have a little bit of fragrance to it, so it does have a bit of smell, but it does fade off later on during the day, so it's not really a strong scent, so it doesn't really matter. And the Clinique one, it says here 100% fragrance free. But other than that, yeah, I'm really happy I tried both this out, because I can tell you that I don't regret buying both of them. I actually do like both of them, so I'm just gonna take turns using them on and off. I hope you guys enjoyed these two comparisons. Please subscribe if you want to see more foundation or cushion comparisons review from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.